Cabinet base year for ILP implementation. Impal Peace Museum stands as a place to pay tribute, says Manipur Governor Ganeshan. Voting underway for by-elections to the Lok Sabha and 7 assembly seats. And India continues to see rise in Delhi COVID-19 cases with 13,330 new COVID-19 cases, 38 days in the last 24 hours. Hello, welcome to ELITETV. Watching the Midday English News. I'm Sanatombi with the top stories of the day. Now, before giving you the news, we request you to follow the SOP given by the government. Wear face mask when not in public, wash hands regularly, and maintain a minimum distance of 6 feet between one person and another. ELITETV requests you to get vaccinated in time to protect ourselves from this virus and play a part in the fight against COVID-19. Now, the news in detail. The State Cabinet, in its meeting held yesterday at the Cabinet Hall of the Chief Minister's Secretariat, resolved to adopt 1961 as base year for determining native status for implementation of inner line permit system in the state. The meeting was chaired by Chief Minister Nongthombam Singh. Manipur State Vision Document 2047 was also presented during the meeting. The vision document aims to make the state a vibrant, carbon neutral and economically, socially and ecologically sustainable state in the next 25 years. It also includes touching and ameliorating lives of people within and beyond its borders, leveraging on its unique legacy to emerge as a sparkling jewel of India. The Cabinet approved the publication of the draft GIS-based master plan for Greater Imphal for the year 2041, inviting opinions and objections. The Greater Imphal plan aims to make Imphal a sustainable regional growth center and gateway to Asia through appropriate land use and environment management. Further, the Cabinet decided to regulate uses of land in the 6 valley districts of Manipur under MTCP Act and other relevant acts. Concurrence of the State Planning Authority will be mandatory for land use. Further, the Cabinet resolved to extend the applicability of existing guidelines for the IDEA category of the Manipur Startup Scheme for special COVID pandemic economic support. The Cabinet also approved to bring 10 villages, including Fogakchau, Ikai, Saiton, Salan, Konjin, Wathalambi, Nganukon, Leitan Pokpi, Hayaikon, Saiton Awang Ngairong, and Thorbung Gram Panchayat area under Kumbi Assembly Constituency under the jurisdiction of Fogakchau Ikai Police Station, Bishnupur District. It was approved in a Cabinet meeting to schedule the election to 27 urban local bodies, including Manipur Municipal Corporation, around the last week of September this year. The Cabinet also approved to extend the municipal boundary of Wangjing Lamding Municipal Council by including 17 wards falling under 3 Gram Panchayats, subject to concurrence of Rural Development and Panchayati Raj Department and delimitation under relevant act and rules. The State Cabinet also reaffirmed its earlier decision to include Lilong Haurebi, Muslim Haurebi, Makhalaikai D of erstwhile Part 1/12 and Part 11/12 of Samuro Municipal Council under Turil Ahanbi Ataukong Gram Panchayat, Thopal District. To enhance the functioning of the Department of ENT, Jawaharlal Nehru Institute of Medical Sciences, it was resolved to create 2 posts of assistant professor in the same department. To expedite the operationalization of Churachandpur Medical College, the Cabinet approved to create various non-teaching posts and to fill up the same. It was also decided to fill up various vacant posts of different categories available at district hospitals Churachandpur. Further, the Cabinet approved to transfer lane measuring an area of 17.954 acres at Revenue Village number 19, Koirangai at Thengu Chingjin to the Planning Department, Government of Manipur for construction of integrated conference complex. Governor of Manipur, Laganeshan, has said that Imphal Peace Museum at Maibam Lokpaching is a sacred place of Manipur and is famous for Second World War, where the Japanese army fought against the Allied forces till their last breath. Therefore, this place is known as the Peace Museum, which stands as a testimony and a place to pay tribute for an everlasting peace and reconciliation. Speaking at the third anniversary celebration of Imphal Peace Museum held yesterday at Maibam Lokpaching, the governor said the Maibam Lokpaching, or the Red Hills, is a historic war memorial site of the Battle of Imphal, an important branch of World War II that took place in Nambol, Manipur. He said this is one of the important places in the history of Manipur, lauding the efforts made by the Manipur Tourism Forum in establishing the Peace Museum. Sri Laganeshan said the museum displays and depicts hardships faced by the people of Manipur during the war and how Manipur, which was a peaceful state, and the people had to flee from the ravages of war. It has been one of the most visited tourist places in Manipur. The Imphal Peace Museum has become the hallmark and testimony of the strong historical connection which the people of Manipur have with Japan, he added. Expressing the need to conduct more research on the battle sites, the governor said these sites need to be preserved and restored with proper memorials so that future generations can understand the sacrifices made from both sides, while also spreading the message of peace and affirming that war benefits no nation. Governor Laganeshan further stated that the states of Northeast are blessed with nature's bounty. The tremendous potential for tourism in the region needs to be explored for the economic growth and prosperity of the people. This can be an event to make Manipur known to many parts of the world and for making Manipur a World War II heritage site and attracts tourists from across the globe. Earlier, the governor toured the museum and witnessed all war-related artifacts which are being displayed here. Commissioner Tourism P.K. Jha also spoke on the shared and common history of India and Japan, especially with Manipur. Kawaju Kunihiko, Charles the Affairs Minister and Deputy Chief of Mission, Embassy of Japan, Atsushi Tsunami, President Sasakawa Peace Foundation, and representatives of Nippon Foundation Japan participated among others in the celebration. The celebration was co-organized by Manipur Tourism Forum and Second World War Imphal Campaign Foundation.
I heard that the SPF is trying to audio visualize oral explanations of Manipur local citizens. This is very important for future generations. I would like to admire these efforts. For northeastern region of India, SPF is also instrumental by assisting startups of young and female entrepreneurs.
The Maibam Lokpaching or the Maibam Lokpaching or the Red Hills is a historic war memorial site of the Battle of Imphal, an important branch of the World War II that took place in Nambol, Manipur. The site is a small hillock where the battle was fought between the British Army and the Japanese troops. Renowned for being the site where the battle between Japanese forces and the British Army in the World War II was fought, the Maibam Lokpaching is one of the important places in the history of Manipur. Tourists visiting the tourist attractions will come across a moment in the Maibam Lokpaching that is built in the memory of the Japanese martyrs who sacrificed their lives in this fierce battle. Other than this, there is a manicured garden that has beautiful green plants and flowers that appears to be pleasing to the eyes. Not just this, but Japanese visit Imphal to pay respect to the soldiers of the unfortunate incidents. By showing these flowers and other things only, you have to attract the tourists. And then after coming in, they have to show what has happened exactly. That is why I am mentioning about these flowers and other things, but otherwise I know which is important in this particular museum.
After Manipur's 10-year-old climate activist Lisipriya Kangujam shared a photo of trash around Taj Mahal, Samajwadi Party's digital media coordinator Manish Jagan Agrawal tweeted, "Foreign tourists are also forced to show mirror to BJP-ruled Yogi government." Responding to his tweet, Lisipriya wrote that she was a proud Indian and not a foreigner. The Mizoram government is making massive efforts to rescue state residents who are stranded at Silchar town in Assam's Kasar district due to a flood triggered by incessant rains, a minister said yesterday. State Disaster Management and Rehabilitation Minister Lalcha Miliani said that around 320 people, including 16 Mijos, are currently stranded at a mission compound in Silchar due to a flood. He said that the government has sent a rescue team to Silchar to bring the stranded travelers. He said that the government is making massive efforts with volunteers of the Young Mizo Association in Silchar. Lal Chamliana, who also holds the home portfolio, said that the Kolasip district superintendent of police is also making efforts by sending vehicles to rescue the stranded residents. In a series of tweets, the minister said that the State Disaster Department is currently distributing 6.30 crore rupees for the State Disaster Response Force fund to rehabilitate the damages caused by torrential rains in different parts of the state. A preliminary report revealed that landslides occurred at around 60 places and over 20 houses were damaged in different parts of the state in the past 1 week due to incessant rains, according to the State Disaster Management and Rehabilitation Department. He said that several landslides and other calamities have occurred in different parts of the state due to heavy rain, and both the state government and NGOs are currently actively engaged in the rescue operation and rehabilitation work. A prisoner serving a life sentence for murder escaped from the Jowai district jail in Meghalaya yesterday. The escapee has been identified as Sining Star Pala, a convict in a murder case, and this was the second time he broke from the prison. An inquiry has been initiated and the police are on hunt to nab the suspect. Reportedly, the escapee had fled from the jail even in May 2017. However, he was nabbed by the police after they were tracked down, as he, along with 3 others, had stolen mobile phones from a mobile store in Umulong. The police are now trying to trace Pala and say that soon he will be nabbed. Time for a short commercial break. Stay tuned for more updates.
Haksang Fanalaisi Nungai Hingminasi, thyroid, bile, heart naba, kidney danung laiba, stress amadi anxiety, BP, sugar wangba phan mangamba, side effect like taba food supplement pangbigani. Excellent award pangkraba stem cell ahoma mamaldasu pangbigani. Pangpam Keba Herbal Health Center, Kurai Lamlongtong, phone number 96129899186.
The pinnacles of success. Get enrolled to one of the finest schools in Northeast India, UNACO School, Excellence in Education.
Sahi kutingi pujar pu kumna kumsi su pujar kle Mahindra company amadi Holland country ki high ZPC company ga punna tissue culture tawraga sevelak ba iram damasi gi lebak le hawga chanaraba alu char makhal mari lady rosetta Taurus Panamera Karfi Jyoti pujarakle Government Puja amadi chakok mangda tanto horaga ahin basenfam sabi hoba yanaba July tha fabogi manungda thabi horo ising tungoi taba singmai singkhong law atongba nga pha mapa singda thabi horo sahi tare chupna iramdam asigi sewa tawjaduna lagli ngasimak Mahindra tractor malom bazar da lengthok piraklo alu char lobi horo
Updates. By polls, the 3 Lok Sabha and 7 assembly seats are being held today. These seats are spread over Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Tripura, Andhra Pradesh, Jharkhand and Delhi. By-polls for the Sangrur Lok Sabha seat in Punjab was necessitated following the resignation of Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann after winning the assembly election from Dhuri constituency earlier this year. Voting is taking place for 2 Lok Sabha seats in Uttar Pradesh, while the Rampur seat fell vacant after Ajam Khan won the elections from the Rampur Assembly seat. Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav won the Karhal Assembly seat, leaving the Ajamgarh seat vacant. In Delhi, Rajendra Nagar Assembly seat fell vacant after AAP MLA Raghav Chadha got elected to Rajya Sabha last month. In Tripura, voting is taking place for 4 assembly seats: Borovdali Town, Agartala, Surma and Juba Rajnagar. In Andhra Pradesh, Atmakur Assembly seat was vacated by the sudden demise of YSR Congress MLA Mekapati Gautam Reddy in February this year. In Jharkhand, Mandar Assembly constituency fell vacant after Bandhu Turkey, who had won the seat in 2019, was disqualified following his conviction in a disproportionate assets case. The counting of votes will be taken up on June 26. India continues to see a rise in Delhi COVID-19 cases. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare today said the country reported 13,313 new cases of coronavirus and 38 deaths in the last 24 hours. The new cases reported today are 8.68% higher than 12,249 fresh COVID-19 infections logged yesterday. Total deaths due to COVID-19 in the country has now risen to 5,24,941. While the overall tally of coronavirus cases has increased to 4,33,44,958. India's daily COVID-19 positivity rate, however, has decreased to 2.03% from 3.94% yesterday. The weekly positivity rate now stands at 2.81%. The rise in the country's daily COVID-19 cases is due to the increase in the number of cases reported by states and union territories. India now has 83,990 active cases of COVID-19. There has been an increase of 2,303 cases in the active caseload in just 24 hours. Active cases now stand at 0.19% of total cases. As many as 10,972 recuperated from COVID-19 in the last 24 hours, increasing the total recoveries to 4,27,36,027. The national recovery rate is currently at 98.6%. There has been an increase in COVID-19 tests on Wednesday. According to the Indian Council of Medical Research, 6,56,410 samples were tested across the country for the virus. Since the start of the pandemic, 85,94,93,387 COVID-19 tests have been conducted in India. The Health Ministry today informed that 14,91,941 doses of COVID-19 vaccines were administered in the country in the last 24 hours. The nationwide COVID-19 vaccination drive was started in India on 16 January 2021. And since then, more than 196.62 crore vaccine doses have been given to the eligible population of the country. Desperate rescuers battled against the clock today under pouring rain to pull survivors from the rubble after a powerful quake struck a mountainous border region of Afghanistan, killing at least 1,000 people. The 5.9 magnitude earthquake struck hardest in the rugged east, where people already lead hard-scrabble lives amid a humanitarian crisis made worse since the Taliban takeover in August last year. People are digging grave after grave, said Muhammad Amin Hujaifa, head of the Information and Culture Department in hard-hit Paktika, adding that at least 1,000 people had died in the province alone. He said that more than 1,500 people were injured, many critically. People are still trapped under the rubble, he told journalists. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres said that global agency has fully mobilized to help deploying health teams and supplies of medicine, food, trauma kits and emergency shelter to the quake zone. The toll climbed steadily yesterday as news of casualties filled filtered in from hard-to-reach areas in the mountains, and the country's supreme leader, Habatullah Akhundaja, warned it would likely rise further. The earthquake struck areas that were already suffering the effects of heavy rain, causing rockfalls and mudslides that hampered rescue efforts. Sudan Hospital Director Muhammad Yahya Wiar said they were doing their best to treat everyone. Photographs and video posted on social media showed scores of badly damaged houses in remote areas. The United Nations Humanitarian Coordinator for Afghanistan, Ramiz Alakbarov, told reporters nearly 2,000 homes are likely destroyed. Footage released by the Taliban showed people in one village digging a long trench to bury the dead, who by Islamic tradition must be laid to raise facing Mecca. The disaster poses a huge challenge for the Taliban, who have largely isolated the country with the hardline Islamic policies, particularly the subjugation of women and girls. For ELITETV News Channel, contact the email address info@elitv.in or the phone number 940-289-0982 and subscribe to ELITETV YouTube channel or follow on Facebook page, Instagram and Twitter for more information about the channel. And now the headlines once again. State Cabinet meeting held adopts 1961 as base year for ILP implementation. Imphal Peace Museum stands as a place to pay tribute, says Manipur Governor Laganation. Voting underway for by-elections to the Lok Sabha and 7 assembly seats. And India continues to see rise in daily COVID-19 cases with 13,330 new COVID-19 cases, 38 days in the last 24 hours. Well, that's all we have on this edition of ELITETV English News. Thanks for watching ELITETV and have a great time.